we'll get our programming underway. And it is my joy to introduce the Jackrabbit, Burning Man's CEO, co-founder. She launched the regional network and had the vision of imagining that Burning Man wouldn't just be an event in the desert, it would be a constellation of people and places that were united by values and a sense of purpose. She started the regional network in 1997. And she's always been such an advocate for our growth and for these convenings and conferences. She travels the globe, and she encourages all of us to do the same. Big love for Marian Goodell. Yeah, hi.
At a recent office meeting in San Francisco, Meg's taught everybody how to adjust a microphone. we now have a microphone with our morning meetings because we're doing some of it remotely. And there was a kerfluffle, and Megan was like, "Okay, people, just here's the little thing. Turn it towards your mouth. Right, righty tighty, lefty loosey." It's pretty good. Dun, 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 dun. And then she said, "There's like this little clip, but there, this one's a slide it off." Hi, I'm Marian Goodell. It's nice to see you guys. Thank you for being here. The ELS, the European Leadership Summit, is absolutely one of my favorite events to attend annually, like full stop. I think this is our sixth one. So we started with Berlin. And then we had Amsterdam, and we had Barcelona. Then we had Stockholm, and last year Nantes, and now Aarhus. And I really like the format of moving it from country to country because we get such an interesting story and experience by being in different cultures and being in the city and getting the feeling from the community that actually helps come together to make it happen. So thank you for having us here, Aarhus, and thank you, Denmark. So Megan went through the list of countries and things like that, but I just want to point out that I'm a cat person. So if you have a cat on your phone or if you're wearing a cat, I want to see that hand, okay? The cat people will have a meeting later, okay? Thank you, cat people. Thanks for showing up. So Megan reminded me that the idea to be in each of the countries, we usually think about it like a year or two in advance. We're sort of thinking ahead, and we make that decision based on sort of the activity in the area. And it was about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I think it was 2015, that someone said to me that the Crown Prince of Denmark was on the playa. And I was like, are you kidding? Really? And some friends brought Frederick and Carl, I think, and Scott, and they came into First Camp, and I remember them dressed in sort of like desert garb, and I couldn't tell which one was the prince. And I think that that's really what Burning Man is about, is we get to be there, and we get to be ourselves, and we get to re-identify what that self is. And it's always really pleased me to know that you could be a movie star, you could be a businessman like Sergey or Elon, you could be the Crown Prince of Denmark, you could also be a cafe worker, you could be a truck driver, you could be an artist, and you can come to Burning Man, and everybody gets something from it. And I know that that's something that Frederick gets from it, and I know that's something that when I ask Elon, why do you come to Burning Man 19 years in a row? He's still pretty identifiable, but he does it because he gets something from his heart and he feels connected with people. And that's what we're all doing, and that's what motivates us to keep doing what we're doing. When I met Frederick at the time, I did not know that I would get to be acquainted with him. Miss Kelly and I were on our way to Stockholm for the ELS 2 years ago, and I emailed Carl and I said, well, we might change planes in Copenhagen. And we did, and we stopped and had some rosé wine with Carl and Frederick. And I remember at the time, Frederick said, well, why not Denmark for your ELS? And that was the beginning of a spark. I know that the Scandinavian culture for what we're doing with Burning Man in general is as progressive as we like to think. And at the time, as we were heading to Stockholm, I know Meg's had it in her heart that maybe we would go to Denmark. The borderlands and the concept for borderlands and the movement of borderlands and the work that's being done in the Scandinavian culture across the several countries, and Finland, and we've been welcomed there, has really been inspiring for us. So when Megan told me that we were going to be in Aarhus, I was really excited. And I'm really thrilled I was really thrilled to know that Frederick would be in town and would be able to say hello and give you all a brief address. I have really enjoyed getting to know you and really appreciate the work you do in the world as a leader. Some of your causes really reflect on global leadership at this time. And the part about this event to me is that it's inspiring. We're all leaders. I really believe everybody's a leader. So we're here to see in each other's eyes and inspire each other in the ways that we can. And I look forward to hearing Frederick's remarks.